Let's talk about debt, but not in the way you're used to hearing about it. Most people think of debt as something to fear. Something toxic. Something that ruins your life. And to be honest, that's true, if you use it the wrong way. Credit card debt, payday loans, car loans you can't afford, those will absolutely wreck your finances. But here's the twist. Used the right way, debt can actually build wealth. It can help you create cash flow, leverage assets, scale investments, and increase your net worth. The difference? It's all about strategy, discipline, and mindset. Welcome to Smart Dollar Mindset, the channel dedicated to helping you achieve financial freedom through smart money habits and investing. Today, we're going to break down how to use debt the smart way, so you can build real, lasting wealth. Let's dive in. The misconception about debt. We've been taught that all debt is bad. But that's not entirely true. There's a big difference between bad debt and good debt. Bad debt takes money out of your pocket. It doesn't produce income. It depreciates in value. Think credit cards, car loans, or financing a new phone. Good debt, on the other hand, puts money into your pocket. It helps you acquire income-producing assets. Think rental properties, business loans, or leveraging real estate equity to grow your investments. The key difference is that good debt increases your net worth or your cash flow. Let's look at how this works, step by step. Step 1. Understand leverage and opportunity cost. Debt is a tool. And like any tool, it can be powerful, or dangerous, depending on how you use it. The most important concept to grasp is leverage. Leverage means using borrowed money to amplify your investment returns. It allows you to control a larger asset with less of your own money. Let's say you want to buy a $300,000 rental property. You could save up the full amount and pay in cash. But that might take you 10 years. Or, you could use a mortgage, put down 20%, $60,000, and use the bank's money to control the asset now. If that property generates $1,000 per month in positive cash flow, you're making a return on your $60,000, not $300,000. That's leverage. Meanwhile, the opportunity cost of saving for 10 years to buy the property in cash is massive. You lose out on rental income, tax benefits, appreciation, and time. Smart use of debt gives you access to time and opportunity, two of the most valuable factors in wealth building. Step 2. Learn the wealthy way to use debt. Wealthy people don't avoid debt. They use debt differently. They understand that money is a tool, and if you use it correctly, it works for you, even when it's borrowed. Here's how the wealthy use debt. They borrow to invest, not to consume. They use debt to acquire assets, not liabilities. They measure debt by ROI, not just interest rates. They factor in tax advantages of borrowing. They manage risk through cash flow and reserves. A perfect example? Real estate investors. Meet Lisa. She bought her first duplex using an FHA loan with just 3.5% down. She lived in one unit, rented out the other. The rent covered her mortgage. 2 years later, she refinanced that property, pulled out some equity, and used it to buy her second property. Fast forward 5 years, she owns 4 properties, each one generating positive cash flow. She used debt to acquire income-producing assets. And each month, her tenants are paying down her mortgages while her properties appreciate in value. She didn't wait until she had hundreds of thousands in the bank. She used debt strategically, and built wealth along the way. Step 3. Master the rules of good debt. Before you use debt to build wealth, you need to understand the rules. Rule 1. The asset must produce income. If it doesn't cash flow, it's not an asset, it's a liability. The income must exceed the cost of the debt, including interest, taxes, maintenance, and vacancy. Rule 2. The debt must be fixed and predictable. Variable rates are dangerous. You want to lock in low, fixed interest loans so your expenses stay stable even if rates rise. Rule 3. Have cash reserves. Smart debt use includes planning for the worst. What if your tenant doesn't pay rent for 2 months? What if the economy dips? Always have an emergency fund specifically for your investment. Rule 4. The ROI must justify the risk. If you're borrowing at 6% but your asset only returns 4%, you're losing money. Always analyze your return on investment compared to the cost of borrowing. Rule 5. Start small and scale responsibly. Don't go into 6 figures of debt without understanding your numbers. Start with one asset. Prove the model. Then scale. Step 4. Real estate, the most common wealth building debt strategy. Let's go deeper into real estate, because this is where debt is most commonly used to build wealth. Why real estate? You can use leverage through mortgages. It provides cash flow from rent. Appreciates over time. You can deduct interest, taxes, and depreciation. It's relatively stable compared to other assets. Take this example. You buy a $250,000 rental property with 20% down, $50,000. You get a fixed rate mortgage for the remaining $200,000. Your total monthly expenses, mortgage, taxes, insurance, maintenance, are $1,500. You rent the property for $2,100 per month. That gives you $600 per month in positive cash flow. Plus, over time, the property value increases, appreciation, your tenant pays down your mortgage, equity, you get tax benefits, depreciation and deductions, and all of that came from using other people's money, the banks and your tenants. That's how debt builds wealth. Step 5. Business debt, fueling growth with strategy. Debt can also be used to build a business. But just like real estate, it needs to be done wisely. Let's say you have a small business selling products online. You've proven your concept. Your profit margins are solid. You know that if you invest in inventory or marketing, you could 3x your sales. But you don't have the cash on hand. A business line of credit or small business loan can give you the capital to grow. If you borrow $10,000 at 8% interest and turn it into $30,000 in revenue, that's smart debt. But here's the mistake many entrepreneurs make: they borrow before they prove their model. Debt should be used to scale what's already working, not to experiment blindly. Look at Shopify seller Kevin. He started with $2,000 of his own money. Built a store. Made $10,000 in 6 months. Then, using a $5,000 business loan, he scaled his ad spend and inventory. Within a year, he crossed $100,000 in revenue. The debt amplified what was already working. Step 6. Understand the risks, and how to manage them. No debt strategy is risk-free. Let's talk about some common risks, and how to mitigate them. Risk 1. Over-leveraging. Taking on too much debt can destroy your cash flow. You need room to breathe. Never max out your borrowing capacity. Keep a healthy debt-to-income ratio and maintain strong reserves. Risk 2. Market fluctuations. Real estate markets crash. Businesses slow down. Passive income dries up. You need a plan for downturns. Build your portfolio conservatively and factor in worst-case scenarios. Risk 3. Rising interest rates. If your debt has variable interest, your payments could increase. Stick to fixed-rate loans whenever possible. Risk 4. Poor asset selection. Not all investments are created equal. Don't just buy because it's cheap or trending. Do your due diligence. Evaluate the income potential and long-term value. Risk 5. Emotional decisions. Don't let excitement drive your decisions. Borrowing should always be based on math, not emotion. Step 7. Use debt to build wealth, not to look wealthy. This might be the most important mindset shift. Too many people use debt to look rich. New cars, designer clothes, flashy gadgets. But those things lose value, and they keep you broke. Wealthy people use debt to get richer. They buy income. They buy assets. They buy freedom. Think about it. Would you rather drive a $50,000 car with a $600 monthly payment, or own a rental property that pays you $600 every month? The wealthy pick the second option. Every time. Use debt to increase your net worth, not your status. Step 8. Start small, and think long term. You don't need to take out a $500,000 loan tomorrow. Start small. Open a high-yield savings account and build a reserve. Take a course on real estate investing. Buy a cash-flowing asset with low leverage. Use a business credit card to fund a proven product. Analyze your returns, and reinvest your profits. Small, smart steps, compounded over time, build massive wealth. The bottom line: debt is a double-edged sword. It can trap you, or it can free you. The difference is how you use it. Used strategically, debt can help you acquire assets, grow businesses, and accelerate your path to financial freedom. The key is education, discipline, and clarity. Know your numbers. Have a plan. Protect your downside. And always prioritize cash flow. Remember, smart debt is about leverage, not luxury. If you've ever felt like debt was only a burden, this is your wake-up call. With the right strategy, you can turn debt into a tool that builds your future. Here on Smart Dollar Mindset, we believe in using money intentionally. Whether it's saving, investing, or using debt wisely, it's all about building a life of freedom, peace, and purpose. If this video helped change your perspective on debt, subscribe to the channel. Share this with someone who's afraid of using credit, or stuck in the wrong kind of debt. And let's change the way we talk about wealth, one smart move at a time.